tonight. What things should men cut out by the time that they reach the age of 40?
Time wasting time. That should be one thing they should cut out. They should start to value their time a lot more and who they give their time to. I said on the previous show, men should always protect their meat. That's their money, energy, attention, and time. So at the end of the day, I think that the first thing they should cut out is wasting time. The biggest time wasters are women that don't really like you. That doesn't that
Right.
isn't that's not beneficial for you. It costs too much money to pay a woman attention. I guarantee you, it's going to cost you too much money to pay a woman attention. Uh, uh, Fellas, at these times, you need to be focusing on a goal. You need to be focusing on achieving something, and that would attract everything that you want. It's about the law of attraction, but you gotta get rid of time wasting women, unappreciative women, and that should be one of the number one things you get rid of. Two, the need to be out, like to go out to clubs all the time. That is a waste
Date your
of time.
ranger.
Date your cute, but that's a way. That's another time waster. Going out a lot. You don't need to do that. You got to be at this age. You need to be able to find better things to do. What else? It's a bunch of them. I don't know. Maybe whacking off. Maybe on a regular. Maybe you should tone it down to maybe like a once a week or something like that.
Ain't no medical report
Then what you gonna do on Wednesday, my boy?
Prostate cancer, man.
That's probably the day you need to do it on Wednesday. But what else? Man, just working minimum wage jobs. A lot of things. Stop having kids by that time. Probably that might be a good idea. But I want to hear what you guys say. I really wasn't prepared for this one as much.
Red shirt.
No, I'm listening to y'all. I'm immature at this right now. I'm listening to y'all.
Man. You are.
I'll hold my comments.
Yeah.
That I am. I'll hold my comments. Go ahead. Chris made some very valid points.
Well, I'm the youngest in the newest to the 40 club, so I'll tell you what I learned at 40 in January. This hit me like a ton of bricks. It's too easy, like time. Like I don't know how much people like what Chris said. I want to look for something else, but I had to be true to my own self and say time. Like my mortality kind of hit me like, man, okay, my daughter here, my son here. You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I doing? Like generational wealth. Like, what am I gonna leave? I'm not gonna be here forever. So I think that a lot of times, men, 40 is not the new 20.
Not.
And I've been saying that over and over and over. And I hate it when Jay-Z said that stupid ass, and I wish he never did, because he was talking about and feeling young. And you African American brothers and sisters took it and ran with it to the negative way. He was saying you don't have to be 40 and feel 40. You can feel 20 and innovative, invigorative and all that stuff. But then here we go. I think that right now, a lot of times people don't understand that you have a cutoff limit. Age does give you a cutoff limit for a lot of stuff. Chris pinpointed a lot of them, right? So I see a lot of people right now, my age, in the club with their kids. That's crazy. I see a lot of people dressing exactly like their kids. Like I'm saying, like right now, I don't know who's the daddy. Like who's the daddy, who's the mom. Like it's the same thing. It's some shit right now, bro. I'm sorry, I'm just not wearing. I like it. It look good on them. It's not for me. I think you should have a certain tone and everything in your body. I think that you should have purpose. Like some of the stuff Chris is saying. Like in your life, by the time you're 40, because I read this thing that said women mature between the ages of 32 and 35. Men between 40 and 45. So then in the book, it was saying that most men get that aha button and go to running in their mind and in their finance. They start to you know what I'm saying? That's why men, it's easier to be married between the age of 40 and 45 than any other age, because they start looking at life and it's going for them. And they start seeing realistic shit. Hence I want to be with somebody forever. I want to leave something to somebody who's going to take care of me when I get old, like all that kind of stuff like that. And I think that what's messing up everything is this, and I'm gonna leave this alone and give it to Horace. When I was growing up, so many people stayed with their grandma and granddaddy. So many people, like their grandma and granddaddy helped them out all over the world. Like whether if you didn't stay with them, like your grandma came through and helped your mama, or your granddaddy helped your dad, or like some kind of way. Grandparents were so uh
Instrumental.
instrumental in our lives. But see, the sad thing is with this 40 to 20, and I'm talking to my men here, is that right now, if we keep living like we 20, we're gonna be 60. And then when we 60 and one of our grandchildren need us or our children need us and we can't be there, we wasted our life. We wasted our damn it life. That we can't co-sign for something, that we can't borrow, we can't give 10,000 or 5,000 to our nephews to go to college or to borrow money to start a business, then you wasted your damn life as a man. That's just how I feel. And maybe I'm wrong, but I just feel that way. And I feel like I'm in the crush to be like, nah, I want to do a lot of stuff right now. In my life, I'm still young. But I always say, how much is this going to cost me later? And I think I need to see more of my brothers thinking like this on a daily basis because, bro, I see too many of us celebrating for what?
Mediocrity.
Like, and it's like, bro, we got kids who gonna need us to say, hey, I'm gonna go work at my granddad. Like, if they got a barbershop, I'm gonna go work at my granddaddy barbershop. If he get one slap on the wrist and can't find a school not his thing, you can go to Mr. Brooks barbershop and sweep up. I used to could go to Mr. Butchie stove and then get this. I could do all that. Now it's no more than people. It's just a whole bunch of niggas sitting around still trying to be the freshest in the club at 40 and 50. And that right there, it just heartening. It's disheartening to me as a black man because I think that we need to let that shit go. So to my answer to sum all that up here, men need to stop at 40 trying to live like they 20. Horace?
Real.
Let me see before I do my rant. Um, question is, what things should men cut out by the time that they're 40? I would say reckless decisions. Um, Not working towards a retirement. I lived my whole life by the book, The Grasshopper and the Ant, and it was about the grasshopper just effed around all his life, and the ants were working, and the grasshopper laughed at the ants, and then one day winter came, and the ants was able to go in there and chill and have stress free while the grasshopper was outside freezing because he didn't do nothing he didn't put away anything for the future. I think at the age of 40, man, this is going to be controversial. I think you have to stop having casual sex because it is a demand for us. I know, Chris. I understand where I'm going, right? But if you are one of the last true meat slingers at the age 40, you're gonna have a lot of women that's out for you because you're able to give some healing energy. But I say to us, consolidate and date with a purpose. Get you one woman, maybe get two or three, but just randomly out here healing people, giving out orgasms, I don't think they deserve that. So casual sex, I'm against that. Uh, I think at the age of 40, you need to stop being a bad role model. One thing I learned through life that the image in front of us is off. It ain't about what you tell somebody, it's what you show them. I can tell my kids don't sell drugs, but they see me selling drugs. Guess what they gonna do? They gonna be out there selling drugs. I remember one of my cousins saying, "Yeah, I remember one of my cousins saying," and he was like in the fourth grade. I can't wait till I get grown and I drop my car. And I was like, that was where his mind was. But anything around him, he didn't know about college. He had been exposed to life outside of Riviera Beach. I just say you got to be conscious of the images that we have. My dad and my uncles, they did dirt, but they never brought it to the house. I never saw it. I didn't even understand that existed until I got older and I started to see some things, which is big. So it's very important for us to be positive images to the young men that's watching us. So you can tell them something, but they're gonna look to see what you're doing. And I think at the age of 40, it's time for you to turn that page. Stop seeking attention and stop trying to be relevant. Stop trying to get these younger generations to validate you and make you feel like you still got it. F them kids, man. Hey, I'm older now, y'all younger, y'all can have it. You want me to teach you something? I got a story for you. You want me to put you on game? I got that for you. But at 40, we don't have the same things in common. So at the age of 40, I shouldn't be hanging with somebody that's 19, 20, other than a family reunion or something. So we shouldn't be in the car drinking. We shouldn't be in the car smoking. We should not be, yeah, we should be dressing alike half the time. So at the age of 40, I just really think that it's time to turn the page and realize that you have more days behind you than you have ahead of you. That is my dissertation. Yes, Penthouse Chris, I know you're waiting.
I thought you felt like Gucci Mane in 2006. I thought you felt like Gucci Mane in 2006.
Hey, man.
Well, damn.
Bro, you know what I'm realizing when I go to Zay, man? There is a ratio, the ratio of women to men. And for me to hear a lot of these comments about when men get money, we secure, we want to take care of our woman. A woman get money and they don't give a damn about us. All they need us for is a stiff one, if you get what I'm saying. So I'm just looking at the weather right now. A lot of times, no, you got to give me more than just a sexual exchange, man. We getting a little older. I know what I bring to the table, even on that physical level. But no, too much casual sex actually tears us up, man. They talk about soul ties. That's nah. I know it's controversial, but we'll have another show about it. Get your team, but I'm just not out here meat slaying like that. Sorry.
You on this team. That team is alive. It's like 08, mess around.
And
with
he's gonna have 3, but not have casual sex with them though.
Casual sex.
You call bullshit.
Casual sex is me at the team. I see somebody, oh boy, yeah, blah blah blah, and then I'm at him, bro. As a single man in this era, bro, we could put up some real numbers out here.
But it's not casual sex if they on your team.
They're not on, yeah. And it ain't happening like that, dog. I don't know. I'm not as attractive then, because it doesn't just happen to me like that no more. I don't just go out and pick him up out of the club no more.
Cash Chris,
it don't happen like
Chris was that guy.
Yes, he was something else. But yeah, he's 40 now. He's geriatric Chris now at this point. So it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work like that. But unless you go,
I was killing Chris groupies. They would never make it.
Yeah.
But unless you go to if you go to Mario route, then what do you can't go at 40, you can't be 1 foot in the game, 1 foot out. You gonna go Mario route, or you gonna be having casual sex. It's one or two. Like if you're gonna if you don't want to have casual sex, why don't you just focus on one chick and go ahead and do that? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, maybe I'm sound crazy.
I just say
not at all. So
come on, Zay.
What all you guys said was good. Like I said, I took it and was thinking more so along the lines of like at 40, you should be wearing your pants, up on your ass. You should know what a belt is. You should have at least one pair of hard bottoms. You should not be saying that a collared or a button-up shirt is uncomfortable. Like I was thinking along those lines, but you guys said some real interesting things, which made me kind of sit back and have to hear exactly what you're saying. Too, I disagree with some of the things that you said as far as like being around the younger male species. We need to be around them because they need guidance. They think that they know what's going on, but they're doing the same thing that we were doing, which is listening to other idiots that's our age or just a little bit over us tell us what to do, when it's the guys with the gray in their beard that have the wisdom that can actually lead us and guide us to where we need to be. Like we always say, God bless the dead, if Big John was here, a lot of paths that we took in life we would have never taken. That come from him having a drink with us and talking to us about, hey, nephew, you don't need to be doing X, Y, and Z. So we got a lot of tutelage from those guys. But I do think that there needs to be a barometer on it. They shouldn't be your homeboy, the first one that you call. But if they're around, I think you should impart some wisdom into them. You understand what I'm saying? And let them know that you can go this way, you can go this way, but the choice is yours. Kind of like Mario told his daughter, your social security number is your social security number. I'm trying to show you the right thing to do, but whatever you choose to do at the end of the day, I'm gonna still love you because you're the one that got to deal with it. So they do need that, male influence, or the women say toxic masculinity. That's it, Chris. They need that. Some of the things at 40, but I do agree though, Harsh, you are right. You can't be around here healing all the bitches. You can't do that. Some of them got to understand and feel that power with the decisions that they made when they were bad or thought that they were bad. Because once you get older and, now the power is shifted and it's in our hand, You shouldn't be able to bait me. Matter of fact, I should have the same bougie attitude that you had when we were younger and we were trying to get a piece. Nah, baby, no dick for you. And I'm sorry, it ain't none. And it's okay. But then, like Chris said, you're starting to move into the realm of Hardy, where it's time for you to settle down. One woman. And the craziest thing of all, because I have a lot of conversations with women that'll say things about, you know, how come this guy won't do this, or how come this guy just doesn't say that, and all this other stuff. It's because there's a lack of leadership. The leadership that we're missing, like Hardy was saying about the grandparents, is with the women and the men nowadays, they're not getting married. So how the hell does this young man know how to treat a woman? How does this man even know how to marry a woman? He can marry her for Facebook because it looked good. We see it all the time. That shit don't last because it was all a fake facade, which goes back to, I think that was our second question about the compatibility. They don't have any understanding of what they're doing because they didn't get that leadership from a gray-haired guy. I'm sorry. So at 40, some of the things that you got to give up is the things that we did when we were younger. Matter of fact, you need to talk more about those experiences, about how stupid you were, and about how much you thought you knew, and about how you need to get a pair of pants that fit your ass and a belt. Because again, like you said, Chris, we joke a lot about, you know, jobs and things like that because that's all that we were taught growing up. We see now that you don't need a job. You can create your own wealth and you can be your own boss and you can do whatever it is that you want to do. But somebody has to tell you that, because if everyone's telling you you got to go to school to get this type of job or anything of that nature, then that's all you're going to do. So men who are 40 need to be acting like men. I hate a man that don't act like a man. What do I mean by that? Be able to own up if you did something wrong. Say it. Stop deflecting. Let the women do that. You understand what I'm saying? And also on top of that, set examples. I think that was Hardy that said that, or maybe it was you, Horace. I'm not sure, but we do need to do more of that. So I think that's what I have for at 40. Again, like I said, it caught me off guard. I was looking to joke with it, but y'all made some very, very good points. So I'm in agreement with all of y'all, and I hope my points made sense to whoever was listening.
We'll beat you up later. I'll beat you up later for some of it.
You sleep?
Okay.
I do think this. I think this.
That's
So
right.
give an example. Like when my oldest Tyler is, like, I'm daddy, right? My son Tyler think you and Chris, Chris is other daddy, and you the cool uncle, right? And stuff that I slammed him about last time I seen him when he did that video with the little. I can't say what he had, but then he came to the house and he had a drink and he looked like he was about to smoke. We on different levels.
Y'all
You know
not
what I
cool
mean?
like that.
We're not cool like it's respect, but that was me having to be that guy. You know what I mean? With some of your friends, like I want they have to see me here. Like if I could go back in time, I wish somebody would have told us more. Like Big John got killed, but if he didn't die, I'm pretty sure we would have learned more then. But a lot of times I see a lot of older dudes trying to get validation. They trying to fit in. They trying to, oh boy, y'all only know how I used to be. Oh bro, boy, back when I did it. Nah, them kids don't give a damn. But that's your example to actually kind of mess their minds up. Because when we're in the community, that's one thing I can say about one of my buddies who's in politics now. He tell his own story. You know what I mean? Half the time these kids, you can't hardly talk to them, but if somehow you get their ear, you got to see them, let them see that blueprint to progression. You know what I mean? A lot of jokers that's out there doing well now used to be street dudes, you know, at some point. But now you that dude in a ride and you can't even have a conversation with the kids because these jokers this, these
You out of
knucklehead. You
touch.
see that knucklehead. You know what I mean? But it's
You
just the
out
way
of
you
touch.
have to do it. I don't have to go and have a joint and drink with him to try to reach him. That's what I'm saying. You should have to give a good image, but that's my personal opinion.
This is
Chris,
true.
I see Chris looks. Chris got that
I
look like
think hold on, Chris. With I'll use you for example, Horace. It's certain you are father, you're daddy, you're the father. You have to have a certain image to your son, right? Me and Chris, we're the cool uncle, like you said. We get a different angle, and we can probably get him to understand better because he may feel like he can talk to us about things that he may feel like he can't talk to you about, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's why it's set up like that. You understand what I'm saying? You're at the head of the table. He got to come to you. At the end of the day, we're not your father. We're going to try our best to let you know, hey, man, what you're doing now. You're a grown man, but your father needs you to do this. If you choose to go this opposite route, know that you're going to be out there on Revis Island by yourself. You understand what I'm saying? But I think that you got to stay in touch with. You can't. I don't feel like you should be so stone coldish, or I'm so old that you can't be relatable. You got to be relatable, because that's a little bit of what I'm hearing when you say you got guys that go through the hood, make it to a level of success, and now they can't relate to the kids. So when they're trying to tell the kids that I used to live like this and do like that, they don't believe them. They don't.
You just
and I'm not saying that you have to.
In a good way, not to cut y'all. So
yeah,
when y'all the good uncles, so and you're going to reinforce y'all a good image and say, hey, your daddy might have came out this way. But in a lot of households, those two images you guys aren't that positive. They're gonna be like, man, your daddy,
right.
he don't know what you're talking about. Oh, your daddy, blah blah blah, and it's still something bad. That's why I say it's important. Yeah. So trust me, some kids don't have that image. You actually got. Hey, how many stories you hear about the older dude is the one that got the younger dude strung out on some coke or some drugs?
Right.
That's Penthouse, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, and I'm gonna just take it personal with you, even with your son. I never introduce myself or endorse myself as a friend to him. Like I'm not your friend. I'm not your homeboy. I'm not your buddy. I'm your uncle. But before that, I'm your father's brother. I'm no brother's brother. So whatever he say, I'm gonna go by that. If he tell me not to do this with you, then I'm gonna go by that. There's no way you can break that up first. But our relationship is secondary to me and your father's relationship. But also, when I was young, man, my uncle said one thing to me, and I heard him say it to my grandmother, who was his mama. He said, and it stuck with me a long time. He said, "I'm not as old as you, but I'm just as grown as you." And once I registered that, I took that stayed with me for my life. Tyler is grown. He's not as old as me, but he's just as grown as me. He must be handled in that capacity. No matter what, he's going to have to be handled in that capacity. And I think that's the only way you can reach not specifically Tyler, but any kid. I should say a young man. You have to treat him like a man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't make it. You don't have to be his friend. You don't have to be cool. But at the end of the day, he got to be treated like a man.
Yeah. And I appreciate if I tell y'all all the time, I appreciate what y'all have instilled in my kids' life. You know what I mean? Having my boys. So, but I needed to use that
buy
as
his
an
own
example.
party favors too. He can't party with Unc. You understand what I'm saying? You gonna let him know like Unc party, but Unc goes to work and Unc pays for this on his own. Unc ain't leeching it or anything of that nature. You want to be a man or you want to solidify yourself as a man, you got to do that on your own. Like you said, it can't be no. I'm handing him the black or the J or that's not gonna ever happen. If you got that on your own and you doing your thing, and I'm gonna do my thing, but we ain't gonna do that thing together. You just that from what you were saying, Harsh. We see that a lot. Whereas you'll have uncles with nephews, and they teaching them all the bad things that life has to offer, thinking that they're teaching them the right way. That was their ceiling. So they figure that, I'm gonna show him how to be a man. And you're not even showing him how to be a man. I think that's what happened to us a lot of times, where they showed us the ropes of the streets, and we thought that we were men until we got to be by 30, and we like, yeah, this ain't it. And we tried to, we had to backtrack and start all over, and it made us feel like we were behind the 8 ball when we just got that part of the lesson first, and now we're learning the rest. Whereas some people get the good part of the lesson first, and then they get, for some strange reason, they get older and want to become these thugs at 30, 40 years old. And I think that's what Hardy talking about when they dressing like the 20-year-olds, and it get real crazy after that. Because
I pride myself in not being the cool uncle. Matter of fact, I go as far as I don't never want to be the cool uncle, because I feel like it's a lot of cool uncles. So at some point, you got to have one of the uncles that's always saying shit that aggravates you, that you don't want to hear. That in your wee hours of the night, you think about like, damn, uncle's right. Now, I know when it all hit the fan, I think my uncle that aggravated me the fucking most in my life was a pain in my ass, taught me every single thing about being a man. When I bought my first house, I called him. When I bought my first car, I called him. When I went to my job, when I changed my job, everything in my life that I do that's important because he stood on business and being a man. He never wavered. He never, like Chris said, he never said he was my friend. My uncle didn't have no kids, so it was always, nah, bro, nah, that's dumbass shit you doing, bro. And I did dumbass shit when I was little too, but that's dumb. And I ain't sugarcoating it. You're gonna get your ass in jail, and I'm never coming to visit you. I'm not sending you a job, and I'm not sending you a damn dime because I ain't no jailbird. And I used to be like, damn, that's fucked up. And I thought it was lying until he didn't see me a damn dime, and he didn't ever come. So at the end of the day, you need my Uncle P a little more, yeah, nephew. But I'm saying when it came down to business, like, but that's my uncle who owned a lot of shit, who have obtained a lot of shit. So when it came down to like, he was always there for the family. Like, you can say what you want about Uncle Billy, his mouth and all that, but when you needed him, he was there. So I said, shit, I want, like, right now, my family, they're going to be like, yeah, you just like Uncle Billy, you're right, because you're going to hear my mouth. And I'm going to say this. And I'm never going to waver because I believe in this world right now, everybody's so friendly. To nobody's ever, the discipline is gone. Like, right now, I haven't seen Tyler in a while. Remember when Tyler came over to the beach? Not to make this long story short. Like, bro, I wasn't even playing with him. I was like, bro, what you doing? Like, because I know you talking to Chris. Like, you up there with Chris. You come down here and you see Zay way more than you see me. So when I get my time to talk to you, it's going to be about business. Like, bro, like, what's your next step? Like, what's your, you know what I'm saying? He probably be like, man, I'm tired. Every time I see Uncle Mark, he with this bullshit. Like, every time. Like, and I'm pretty sure he said this. And I'm pretty sure when I DM him or something like that, he don't answer on purpose because of that. And I'm okay with that. Because it's going to come a day when he's going to need to talk about some of that shit I'm talking to him. He's going to be like, yeah, let me call my Uncle Mark. You see what I'm saying? So I think somebody put on that it takes a village, and I think that's true. Because I think Chris play a role, Zay play a role, Horace play a role, and the uncle that ain't wavering, that aggravate, you know what I'm saying? And I just understand that's my position in life because I am an asshole who don't waver. So
yeah, you know what?
Brady Bunch. That's what matters.
Before we go on, I'm gonna tell you some of the best years of my life was when Poo was at Suncoast. When I was teaching for like year and a half.
Oh yeah. But even then, that's what I'm saying. Like to that point right there to say I can call when I'm out of town and my daughter go to a school and one of my homeboys. So now she like my uncle. I'm saying then I know we going over, but I remember something bad happened like one time, real bad, right? My daughter was on the student. She was the head of the student president body, right? So, and then Suncoast is interracial. So a white girl in them on their phone had did blackface and was calling out other black students. So then my daughter called me like fuming. So I'm thinking something will happen to her. Like somebody don't hit. Like I'm like, what the fuck? Like, bitch, I'm finna come. Hold on, I don't walk out of work and all this. So she told me what happened. I'm like, damn. So I'm like, well, just calm down, cause I don't even, I'm prepared to beat a little boy up or go beat somebody. I'm prepared for that kind of shit. I wasn't prepared for like this injustice to hit my doorstep with my little girl, like racism, like in that level. And it's not really her, but she felt responsible for it because she was the student president. So when I'm hearing her talk, I felt so proud in the same instant because like she didn't. Like I seen a little bit of her, like, no, I'm not wavering on this, Daddy. Like, this is fucking this is absurd. So the first thing I did is let me call Tootie. I got right on the phone with her. Before I answer the phone, he's like, bro, it's already taken care of. I'm finna go to poo-poo class right now. We finna get her. But at that point, I'm in Atlanta. She in Palm Beach. At that point, my heart had on stars because I knew her uncle had her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Through that whole situation. So now I'm hearing from Jayla, but now I got inside help. I don't have to listen to her teacher tell me something, oh, we handled it. I know it was handled because Horace was right there in the meeting when it was getting handled. You know what I'm saying? And then him telling me, man, I'm proud of her, the way she spoke and all that. I'm saying, that's what I say, like when you say take a village and uncles and kids, she know Tootie is funny and that's her cool. But I'm saying at some point when the shit hit the fan, she knew he gonna handle business. And I'm thinking that we need to have that emphasis in life. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure Tyler know that, you know what I'm saying? But other people need to know that, like, I can't call my uncle for shit but to go to the club and smoke weed. Like, that's bullshit, bro. And we doing these kids a disservice, and that's all we got to offer You know what I'm saying? Or to take them to buy some shoes or drop a car or buy some rims. Bro, that's all we got to offer these young men. We the problem for the future. We
Yep.
are. That's all I'm
That's
saying.
why I say we got to stay in touch because you got to be able to relate to them and let them know it's a time and a place for certain things the same way we did. Because, like you said,
Right.
thank God for Uncle Billy. Uncle
Right.
Billy. So me and Chris may be a hybrid because we do our thing, but we definitely don't play like you say. We definitely get them ghosted DMs. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
you know that you did something that probably wasn't gonna be pleasing. But I think that right there is where we need that mix. Because you're right. A lot of all that. And listen. Horace talk about that car. A lot of people talk about this orange car that I had one day. I hate that damn car. I'm gonna be the first one to tell. Biggest waste of money I ever had. That's probably the claim to fame that. Oh, I remember you had that, and I hate that has been ass car because if I knew what I knew now, I would have took that same money and shit bought some of the houses that the bases were telling us to buy when we were younger and we weren't listening because what we liked is what we're talking about right now. Someone that's not too old, but older than us telling us, hey man, you saved up a good amount of money right now. Let me show you how you get this in order, how you get, you know what I'm saying, your credit together properly, not telling us how to take a car to perfect to get painted because we can do that with our eyes closed. And that shit serves us no purpose as grown men right now, just being honest. All the J's. Hell, I took my daughter to a shoe convention or something where they were doing all the different shoes. And she's telling me, Daddy, you got so much money under your bed. And I hardly wear them because I wear loafers and shit like that. Now it's crazy. But I got who knows how many hundreds of dollars worth of shoes under my bed. Hardy can probably attest. Chris, the same thing, because I seen you started making money selling the shoes. After you wear them, they no good. What are we doing? We wear them out one time. They don't bring any, no return of return of income, ROI. Nothing's coming back from it. And once you wear it one time, they lose value. We need to be teaching that and instilling that more, I believe. And also just, teaching away from just doing books and college and things like that. Like really, like you said, Mario, what is your next step? All right, you want to be a rapper? How serious are you about it? Did you save any money? How do you go about procuring a deal? Do you know? Or are you just gonna smoke weed and get on live and rap and think that that's how you're gonna make it? No, they need guidance. So you're right. You gotta have an array to get what you
Return on investment.